school, in my class, almost everyone had an opinion about him. And there was a lot of anger, and a lot of us was in shock because we did not know that we were once slaves. Most of the people in my class were so-called black people, but some were mixed race, and most of them used to pick on us who had black skins and thought they were better and superior because they had lighter colour skins, and persecuted us dark-skinned niggers every day for years, especially me and Peter Morgan. There was another guy at school that had dark skin like mine, and he was the same year as me, same age. And Africans who were deemed as savage, and Africans, they were deemed as savages and fools and inferior. There were no racist remarks made by the white guys in the class, just by the blacks. Well, the ones who claimed to be black, but they were, like, some cases, part white. One of the Africans, Ian Obi, hardly used to show up to school because I believe it was because of the abuse of his race. In the first 2 years, he used to show up on a regular basis, but in the third and fourth years, he only showed up about 10 to 20 times in those years. He was always upset because the hate was relentless. There was hardly a moment of respect. That used to happen in all the ages at school, every level, first, second, third, fourth, fifth years, 6 years as well. Anyway, while at Peckham Manor School, when the Roots episode was playing, I could not believe the attitude of Stephen Sims, who was mixed race, half black, half white, and he was someone who hated black skin, like mine. And he picked on me every day at school, calling me things like black shit and other names. And this occurred every day at school. I don't recall him taking even one day off. And he made out as though he was a victim after watching Roots because he was attacking some of the white guys. And at that time, because of the Roots series, I was thinking at the time, what is this, you racist half-breed, being pretentious and shit? I wonder if he knew that mixed race people in them days received better treatment than the black slaves. And not only that, the mixed race, the half caste, and the quarter caste and whatever, the different mixed races, the light skins, they were slave masters, and they used to treat the black slaves just as cruelly and wickedly, and used to murder them just as much and torture them just as much as the white slave masters. Few people at school knew that at the time. Just so happens my ex-wife, Carol, she was like mixed race. She was like, well, quarter black. Her father was half black, half white, and her mother was white. When she first came to London, it was on a train. There was about 5 of us guys from London, guys who I knew that used to dance in a dance group that is dancing called IDJ, Jazz Dancers. There was Melvin Obaseki, Mark Sandalaru, Morris Buchanan, and I think there might have been another guy. And we went to Bolton for about 2-3 days. And this was in 1984, and it was in August, because when we got back to London, the next day, or 2 days after that, it was the Nottingham Carnival at that time. But when my ex-wife, when she first came to London, she didn't stay with me. She stayed with Morris Buchanan and his friend. Guess what happened there and stuff. And Mark Sandalaru Morris Buchanan, he must have called Mark Sanelaru to say, oh, bring her down to Marshall's. So it's Mark Sanelaru who brought her to my parents' house when I was staying at my parents, when I was living at my parents at the time. And that's when that's when the very first time, we really started talking properly. And obviously, she was like, she had experience at school because she went to school in Bolton, and she used to receive like racial prejudice. And there was a lot of National Front racist attitudes going on in England at the time where we reside. And she turned around and said, well, what's going to happen if they kick all the non-indigenous peoples out of this country? Because obviously she doesn't have like an indigenous national, it's like, she's different races and stuff. She said, what are they going to do? Throw the half-caste into the sea? And I responded with, shark food, dude. Yeah, sharks must feed. But that was my attitude at the time. I was young. I was about 19 years old. Anyway. Yeah, this is not. I understand what I'm saying. Sometimes my voice sounds distorted. That's what I said. That's what she said. Okay. So I didn't really care because that was my attitude at the time. She was a racist bitch anyway, and once called me a fucking black bastard and meant it as well. She had a fucked up attitude as well. She said some racist things about Africans and slavery that I will not repeat because people will lie and complain and perhaps even remove this upload. So I won't repeat a word of it. And in them days, the slavery hundreds of years ago, yeah, mixed race people. Like she was there my ex-wife lived about 200 years ago, 300 years ago. She would have been the slave masters of black people. You know what I'm saying? A few people know that, some people don't. You see this movie, I got this after watching YouTube. This is on YouTube about the uprising of the slaves in Haiti. And in it, it shows the black slave uprising. When they started uprising and started killing the white slave owners, they were killing the mixed race slave owners as well. Because they were the mixed race slave owners, the half black, half white, or the 3/4 white, 1/4 black, or what have you, not because there's different kind of races there because of what was going on. They were on the side of the white people, so they had to run for cover with the white people while the black people were killing off everyone. All the slave masters and stuff, including the mixed race, the half caste. Anyway, when I was first watching Roots, I was watching at my parents' house and stuff. And after watching it, this is 1979, we got kind of upset. We didn't like after the movie, after the episode, all stood up as a family and held hands and sung Kumbaya. No, on the contrary, there was a lot of upset people. Now, I didn't really say too much. Members of my family mostly tell lies and say, oh, I said this and said that. But I remember my mother turning around saying, all white people are devils. But it's understandable, because she was upset after watching, the slave movies and stuff, and the racism and stuff. And obviously we all agreed and stuff and whatever, but I didn't repeat any of that stuff. The last upload, I said it because obviously as well, I heard other people say that before. I heard others say that, my father as well. But obviously they're going to say that because it was such a terrible thing. Yeah, such a terrible thing, slavery and racism and stuff. I thought I just have to mention some of that stuff. In Peckham Manor School, Professor Stevenson's that fucking half-breed bastard making out he's black. And as soon as the movie comes out, oh, he's not. He wasn't making that his black. He was cursing black people. And as soon as he saw Roots start attacking white people, the white people, the white guys, because we was it was a boys' school, Peckham manor school. The white guys never used to come out too many racism. I don't recall hearing any racism from any white guy in that school in them 5 years. And the black people, the black guys, they didn't really pick on the white guys in any way at all, and vice versa. It was more like the blacks at the end of the day cursing the black skin like mine every single day because they think they were superior. They thought they were superior because their skins were light and stuff. A lot of racism and stuff. But unfortunately, that's the way how things go in life. Oh well, I'm gonna sign off for now. Voila.